E.N.D here. Doctor Who is the latest set in the Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond brand. It will be released in 4 Commander pre-constructed decks. Blast from the Past, covering the first 8 Doctors. Timey Wy covering the 9th, the 10th and 11th Doctor. Paradox Power, covering the 12th and 13th Doctor. And Masters of Evil, covering the Doctor's greatest villain. Surely, any Doctor Who fan out there cannot miss these 4 decks. But is it worth it to buy a Doctor Who Commander pre-constructed deck? Let's start. And I want to start with Blast from the Past, a particular green, blue and white deck centered around historic spells, that is, artifacts, legendaries and sagas, covering the classic first 8 Doctors. Commander, the 5th Doctor and his beloved companion Sarah Jane Smith. Price, one of the cheapest, but these are initial pre-order prices, and if it's true that the print run of these Commander decks will be low, there is a big chance that these will start to skyrocket. For the time being, $47.50. Content value, approximately $340. A small note here, valuation of these cards is based on pre-order, and I am sure that once collector booster boxes will start to be cracked, these cards will surely go down in value. Having said that, the most valuable cards in this deck are Displaced Dinosaurs. It seems that everyone wants to build a deck around this card. The 4th Doctor, Adric Mathematical Genius, Heroic Intervention, Vrestin Menoptra Leader, Alistair the Brigadier, Romana II, Crisis of Conscience, Twice Upon a Time, City of Death, Trial of a Time Lord, The Night of the Doctor, and Horizon Canopy. Verdict, worth it 70%. It will be very difficult to evaluate these decks because in terms of value versus the price, this deck is surely worth it. But as said, the $340 valuation is based on pre-order prices, and once the set is fully released, things will stabilize. Having said that, this deck is worth it just for one card, Displaced Dinosaurs, a card that everyone is currently talking about. Also considering that this is Doctor Who, if you can find this at a reasonable price, as said, rumors out there is that print run of these decks will be low. But if you can find them at a good price, go for them. My advice, if you find this deck for a good price, go for it. I think you will not be disappointed. Second deck, Timey Wy, a particular blue, red and white deck centered around time counters and time-related mechanics like Suspend and Vanishing, covering the first 3 Doctors of the reboot, the 9th, the 10th and the 11th Doctor. Commander, Mr. David Tennant himself, the 10th Commander, and his companion, Rose Tyler. Price, one of the most expensive, $80, €60, if you can find them at these prices. Content value, approximately $400. Also here, the valuation is based on pre-order prices, and as said, I'm sure that after some weeks of cracking collector booster boxes, this will go down. The most valuable cards in this deck are, first and foremost, Everybody Lives. It seems that everyone wants a copy of this group hug instant. Then we have the 10th Doctor, Kate Stewart, the 11th Doctor, Run for Your Life, The Wedding of River Song, All History All at Once, Farewell, love the new artwork, Gallifrey Falls, No More, a split card that you can cast both, the Pandorica, The Parting of the Ways, Omnious Symmetry, and Sun-Banked Canyon. Verdict, worth it 90%. If you really want to buy a Doctor Who Commander deck, then buy this one. In terms of value versus the price, if you can find it at a decent price, this deck is absolutely worth it. Also consider that this deck have very strong spells, especially Everybody Lives. My advice, go buy this deck until the price is still reasonable. Third deck, Paradox Power, a particular green, blue and red deck centered on the Paradox mechanic combined with mechanics like Escape, Cascade, Flashback and Retrace, covering the 12th and 13th Doctor. Commander, the 13th Doctor and her companion Yasmin Khan. Price, not an expensive one, $45, €50. Content value, approximately $430. Again here, unrealistic valuation due to pre-order prices. Be careful. The most valuable cards in this deck are Me the Immortal, Osgood Operation Double, Flaming Tyrannosaurus, a nice ad when Jurassic Park will be released, Flatline, Last Night Together, Twice Upon a Time, Return the Past, River Song's Diary, Carpet of Flowers, and the uncommon cards Memory Worm, Iraxa Empress of Mars, and Omnius Symmetry. Verdict, worth it 75%. In my opinion, second only to the Timey Wy deck. And as for the Timey Wy deck, this is also worth it in terms of value versus the price. If you can find them at a reasonable price, it should be absolutely worth it. My advice, buy also this deck. Fourth and last deck, Master of Evil, a particular blue, black and red deck featuring artifacts, Villainous Choice and My Raid, covering the most terrifying villains of Doctor Who. Commander, Davros Dalek Creator. Price, not a cheap one, $60, €50. Content value, approximately $530. Again, in my opinion, not a real valuation, but surely certain cards will hold their value. The most valuable cards in this deck are the Master Formed Anew, the Cyber Controller, Ashad the Lone Cyberman, Cult of Skaro, the Beast Deathless Prince, the Rani, the Master Multiplied, Cyberman Squadron, Cyber Conversion, This Is How It Ends, Haunted by the Family, and Wound Reflection. Verdict, worth it 80%. If you are one of those players at the table that don't want to be a hero but want to be the villain, then this deck is made for you. It incorporates the best, or better, the worst villains that our beloved Doctors faced. Also, don't forget that in terms of price versus the value, this deck is also worth buying, as you have some cards worth holding too. My advice, if you are that evil player at the table, this deck is for you. As a conclusion, should the rumors of an exceptionally limited print run prove accurate, the value of these decks is destined to appreciate significantly, potentially reaching well over $150 for a sealed deck. The key factor here lies in the print run, so let us remain hopeful that these decks are not printed to oblivion and the market is flooded. Leave me a comment. What do you think about these Doctor Who decks? Are you going to buy? Are you not going to buy? Or maybe you are saving your money for the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. As always, subscribe button here, subscribe for my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.